Hello, intuitive friends, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Lexa Tarot, and I am a second degree Reiki practitioner, as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you are interested in learning more about me, my client testimonials, or my credentials, just take a look down below in the description box. For those of you who are watching this after the live stream, then just take a look down below in the description box, and there you will see the timestamps, the individual timestamps for sorry guys, the individual timestamps for Aries, the individual timestamps for Leo, and the individual timestamps for Sagittarius. That being said, for those of you who are watching me live on the live stream, welcome back. Great to see you, intuitive friends. Let's make sure you guys can hear me. And again, intuitive friends, if you're watching this now during the live stream, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, wonderful. All right, intuitive friends, let's talk about, before I jump into the reading, let's talk about what I'm going to be channeling today. You're going to hear me repeat this when I do Aries, this is reading, Leos, and Sagittarius. But for those of you who are watching live, I want to tell you ahead of time. So if you're interested, stick around and let's hang out for a while, especially if you are an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I'll be doing those individually, wherever you may have it on your astrological natal chart or the areas of love and romance, okay? Now, today I'm going to be channeling messages focusing on from their regret to your divine alignment. Basically, what I will be channeling is the regret or the guilt that they can't escape. And we're talking about your ex or a very specific person that you may have had a connection with in the past or recent past, or it's recently, that's, whatever that may be, right? So we're going to focus on the person's regret or guilt that they can't escape. In other words, their unspoken wounds. And I'm also going to be channeling messages focusing on the good riddance ex energy, okay? Basically, how their exit was your divine alignment, okay? All right, intuitive friends, we're going to start with Aries. Hello, Aries, and welcome back to the channel. Whether you are an Aries sun, moon, rising, or whether you are an Aries in your Venus, Aries in your Juno, Aries in your 5th house, or Aries in your 7th house, then these messages are for you. Today, I'm going to be channeling messages focusing on your ex or a person that you may have had a connection or relationship or some type of partnership with. And what I'll be channeling today are two aspects of this reading. The first is going to be their regret or guilt, their unspoken wounds. And the second message that I'm going to be channeling is the good riddance ex energy. Basically, I'm going to be channeling the energy focusing on their exit and how their exit was your divine alignment. Okay, so there we go. Let's jump into the reading here, Aries. Aries, don't forget that if these messages resonate for you, drop a rose in the comment section. That lets me know that these messages resonate. All right, Aries, let's take a look here at the regret or the guilt that your ex can't escape, their unspoken wounds. And let's see what's coming through here, Aries. Okay, we have here enlightenment, okay? What I'm feeling here in regards to their energy, their regret, their guilt, what is difficult for them to escape in regards to their unspoken wounds is they regret not listening or not. Ooh, hold on one second. There we go. Sorry about that. They regret not listening to either the advice, the suggestions. They regret not having that moment where if they could look back, you know, the saying that says in hindsight 2020. So there's some things now potentially here or possibly that the breakup, separation, or divorce between this person and you, or you and this person, doesn't matter who initiated it, that they became aware of some things later, after the breakup, after the divorce, after the separation. And there may have been some things here that you may have felt intuitively. And I'm feeling here that this person regrets not listening more closely to your intuition or to your advice or to your wisdom. They lacked either the maturity or, as they say in hindsight 2020, the ability to see something here from the perspective that you were presenting at that moment in time, and they may not have valued it. This ex may not have said anything. Your enlightenment, your advice, your insights may have fallen on deaf ears. It may have created here this regret or this guilt of I should have paid attention, or I should have heeded Aries's advice or suggestion. Okay, let's get more information here and see. I'm sorry, intuitive friends. Let me place this in a way where it's not. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right, let's take a look here, Aries, and find out more information, more details about what your ex or no contact, it could go either way, your ex-partner, ex-spouse, ex-connection, ex-relationship, their regret or guilt they can't escape, their unspoken wounds. Let's see what else is coming through here in regards to this person from the past. We have spill the beans. Someone is about to reveal everything, no holds bar. They regret not saying, and I said this before, not speaking what's on their mind. They regret not sharing how they may have felt, what they may have thought. There were some hidden emotions, thoughts that they kept tightly holding on to, they tightly to their chest. I'm also getting here that you could have intuitively picked up some things here that they were unwilling to share. So your intuition may have picked up on something that they didn't say or they should have shared, because at least the honesty or the transparency could have, at the very least, allowed some type of coming into perspective, or at the very least, maybe even giving something, a second chance here. Okay. Let's see what else is coming through in regards to this person's regret or guilt that they can't escape, their unspoken wounds. And then, of course, I'm going to jump into the reading, focusing on their exit was a divine alignment for you, okay? But let's see here. Now, this deck that I am shuffling right now has a no and a yes side, okay? And I'm going to be channeling the no side, okay? So the part that kept silent, yeah, last minute changes, too late, behind schedule. If there was some sense of this ex, this person from your past in this specific connection, relationship, marriage, it's coming across as this person may have spilled the beans after you already were able to put two and two together, okay? Or that you were able to know ahead of time. Some of you, there was some type of detective work here where like you needed to be a, like a sleuth of some sorts. So this last minute changes again is coming, and it says too late, behind schedule. Had certain things been discussed on this person's end? So remember, this is your ex, what they regret and their guilt. And they just feel like they were too late on sharing something, discussing something, giving light to something, maybe even admitting to something. Or maybe they didn't admit anything at all. And maybe that is what they regret. They regret maybe making you feel like you didn't know what you were talking about in regards to your intuition. Okay. So let's jump into the part of the reading here where we're going to take a closer look here, Aries. My apologies with the light, but I think now we should be good. In regards to the energy, how this ex, how their exit was actually your divine alignment. Okay. What is up with my light today? Okay, there we go. All right, let's take a look here at what's coming through. How their exit was your divine alignment. So let's see what the good riddance X energy is telling us here. This person's exit, whether it was that you initiated the breakup or the divorce, or whether this person initiated, this ex initiated the breakup or the divorce. Let's see here how their exit was actually divine alignment here for you. Now, this deck also has a yes or no, but I'm only focusing on the yes, okay? So choose a path and proceed confidently. So this person's exit, breakup, separation, divorce, whether initiated by you or initiated by them, allowed you the opportunity, or has allowed you the opportunity, the freedom to move in the direction that is away from someone who may have been deceitful, a person who may have not shared something that they should have. I feel here that for whatever reason, their goodbye, their absence cleared your path. There was a weight lifted off your shoulders, Aries, here with their exit. And that your divine alignment here was you getting back on track, focusing on you, feeling more stable, more secure. Maybe in your career, maybe the situation had you very stressed. Maybe you couldn't focus. Maybe, there were a lot of emotions that made you self-doubt or question your intuition with this black cat. But I feel that their exit was your divine alignment so that you could move in a very different direction. So you could choose the better path for you. Because maybe you were focusing way too much on this person who perhaps may not have deserved all your attention, may have been holding back, whether that was information, whether that was, their lack of transparency. But it gave you an opportunity here for you to open up your path and move in a very different direction. And this may be the case where you are perhaps in a better position now that this connection, relationship is over. And maybe here also what I'm getting is this energy of the phoenix rising from the dust, from the ashes. You rising from this heartbreak, picking yourself back up, falling 9 times, but getting up on the 10th. And moving towards something that was more meaningful to you and was perhaps here or has been more aligned with your destiny or your life purpose. Let's see here how their exit was divine alignment for you. Divinity, look at that. Validation, confirmation. It says every moment filled with divinity. Cherish it. This was a blessing in disguise. Whatever this was about, that this person is feeling guilty, even after all this time, or, whether this was way before, whether this was recently, their regret and their guilt, their unspoken wounds about whatever it was that they weren't being honest or transparent about, whatever it was they're taking their time in admitting or sharing or shedding light on, it was actually a blessing in disguise because you gained clarity. Your divine alignment here for you, or the divine alignment here for you, was this person's ability to get out of your way so that you can get to your divine or soul purpose or your life purpose. It's like they were obstructing your either your vision, or I'm getting like obstacles. Like you may not have felt like you were able to move in certain things. And the moment that this, or maybe months after this breakup, separation, or divorce, you started to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You started to kind of see that this guilt or this regret that this ex may still be feeling, or at the very least here, may be difficult for this person to escape, gave you the clarity of your mind, and also the clarity of you seeing and trusting your intuition again. Last but not least here, Aries, let's see what else is coming through. And we have here peaceful dove. Wow, you were able to, like I said, root chakra, stability, security. You were able to regain your inner peace, your mental peace, your emotional peace, your energetic peace. You were able to restore the harmony. You were able to heal from whatever this person's guilt or regret is very much tied to. You were able to bring back or recuperate or strengthen or embrace the harmony and the balance. Because like I said before, you could have been giving a lot to this person and they weren't being grateful, or you weren't being valued. It says, release your fear and heal your hurting heart. This exit from this ex was a divine alignment for you to release maybe your biggest fear. And maybe one of those fears could have been the fear of abandonment, or some type of codependent energy here. Maybe one of your biggest fears here, whether it was being lied to, whether it was abandonment, fear of abandonment, whatever this was, you faced your fear. You faced that fear, you faced that situation, and you came out winning. Because you were able to finally either get clarity after this breakup, separation, or divorce, or you were able to see what you needed to see, even if this person didn't say or didn't share or didn't quote unquote spill the beans. Your intuition was right. Your intuition was on point. Aries, I hope these messages have been insightful. Don't forget to drop a rose in the comment section. That lets me know that these messages have resonated for you. Up next, we're going to be channeling messages for Leo. For those of you intuitive friends who are visiting and are here watching this live with me, I want to thank each and every one of you for your love, your support, and your loyalty to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. And for those of you who have just subscribed to the channel, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. I hope that you find the content on my channel useful. And I hope that these messages have given you some type of clarity. For those of you who are watching right now at this moment in time, just know that I will be placing timestamps at the end of this reading, at the end of the live. So you'll be able to take a look at the timestamps here. All right, intuitive friends. We're going to dive deep here with clarity. And up next, we have Leo. Intuitive friends, don't forget to take a look at your February readings as well as your quarterly readings for 2026. Okay, so take a look at those messages for you. All right, Intuitive friends, we're going to jump into the next reading, and that, of course, is for Leo. Hello, Leo, and welcome back to the channel. If you are a Leo sun, moon, rising, or if you are a Leo in any other parts of your astrological natal chart that focus on love, relationships, marriage, connections, and connections and partnerships, and those areas being if you're a Leo in your Venus, or a Leo in your Juno, or a Leo in your fifth house, or a Leo in your seventh house, then these messages are here also for you. But first, my name is Lexa Tarot, and I am a second degree Reiki practitioner, as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you're interested in learning more about me, my client testimonials, or my credentials, just take a look down below in the description box, and there you will see links down below. For those of you who are my subscribers, my new viewers and visitors alike, I want to thank each and every one of you for your love, your support, and your loyalty to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Today, I'm going to be channeling messages focusing on your ex or your no contact ex or no contact connection partnership. So this ex could be an ex connection, an ex partner, an ex spouse, an ex relationship. And I'm going to be channeling first this person's potential or possible regret or guilt that they can't escape, and their unspoken wounds. Okay. After I channel those messages for their energy, I will then channel messages for your energy. And that is taking a look and channeling messages on the good riddance X energy. And I'm going to be channeling how this X's exit was actually a divine alignment for you. Okay. But first, let's jump straight into your ex's energy, focusing here on the regret or the guilt that they can't escape, or their unspoken wounds. So your ex has here supernatural. I'm getting here that this person didn't really appreciate your unique qualities, your unique quirks, your sensitive, intuitive, maybe for some of you here, Leo, the fact that you're able or you were able to pick things up energetically or intuitively. That in a way here, Leo, this person regrets or is guilty of not valuing what made you special, not valuing the certain touches of attention, certain details that your love language was showing. There's this sense here of taking your uniqueness for granted. I'm also feeling here this energy of their own insecurities popping up, that they didn't have the courage to share or to talk about how they were able to see the certain quote unquote magic or the coincidences here in their life. And you may have been this person here, Leo, that understood that. Or there could be things here that this person may have felt inadequate about. There could have been some things that made them feel different or made them feel insecure in some way. And it's something about you, Leo, that you were able to understand this person, this ex. And what they regret and what they feel guilty about is that they didn't treasure or they didn't appreciate, or they, even if they did, they may not have said it as much as they should have or they could have. So I'm getting this energy here, like you understood their interesting sense of humor or their dark sense of humor, or you were able to relate to something here that maybe other people, it may have been quote unquote weird, but for you, Leo, it was like, oh, it's fine, you know? You accepted them wholly and fully. And this person, this ex, regrets or feels guilty about not having said thank you enough, or not have let you know how valuable you were to them. All right, let's take a look here at what else this ex may regret or have guilty feelings here about in regards to their unspoken wounds. Ulterior motives. Someone may be getting close to you with hidden intentions. So they regret here, again, not valuing the fact that you had no ulterior motives. And this person, this ex, may have had situations, circumstances, or events in their lives where people, you know, gravitated to them because there was an ulterior motive, or because there was something behind the being nice, right? But you didn't have that. You genuinely cared for this person. You genuinely were there for this person. Your generosity, and I'm getting generosity here with the fish. Fish in the Lenormand deck is about abundance. It's about prosperity. So it's like you showered this person with your generosity, your love, your ability to accept them for who they were, not having an ulterior motive or not having, you know, a reason. You were just genuinely generous because that's who you are as a person, or you did the things that you did, or you sacrificed the things that you sacrificed because you really truly did care about them. And the way that your love, your attention was special, your generosity was so special to this person that it's difficult. And I'm getting like shirt off your back. So you could have been the person that if they were in trouble or they were having difficulty, you were like right there, front and center. And so what this person, this ex, may regret and may feel here, that they can't escape. They can't escape the guilt of not having said thank you, or maybe even saying something that wasn't true. Meaning that they may have said, oh, you know, you're doing this for X, Y, and Z, even though in reality, deep in their heart, they knew that that wasn't the case. But it may have been like a self-defense mechanism here. Because I feel other people in their past may have genuinely taken advantage of them. But you didn't. Let's take a look here at what else is coming through in regards to this person's regret or guilt that they can't escape in their unspoken words. Now, this is a deck that has the yes and the no, but I'm only looking at the no in regards to getting more details here. And this says, it's just forked up. The real A real pain in the behind. Okay, I see what that says. It's difficult to read because it's like white letters on white. And there may have been times where this person may have been very challenging. Their personality, their character traits. But again, I feel that you accepted them for who they were and how they were. And that kind of acceptance here made them realize that, you were a very special person to them. All right, let's take a look here at the second part of your reading here, Leo. And that second part is focusing on the good riddance X energy. Okay, the good riddance X energy, something flipped over. We'll take a look at what that is in a moment. But this is about how their exit was a divine alignment for you. Okay, so let's see. Now, this deck also has yes and no on both ends, but I'm only channeling the yes part. Okay, so let's see the divine alignment here for you. And you have full of possibilities, plenty, creating abundance. Didn't I mention about the fish symbolizing abundance, prosperity in the Lenormand deck? Now, mind you, this is not a Lenormand deck. This is an Oracle deck. But it's coming across as your generosity, your goodness, your ability to share, to be there, to understand them in a way that was super valuable. And so their exit was your divine alignment, because now you see all the abundance here, all the plates are full. There's a lot of bounty there. And so what I'm picking up is that this good riddance energy and how this exit was your divine alignment is that it's connecting here a lot to this Empress energy in tarot. So it allowed you to pour back into you. So I'm picking that up. I'm also picking up here that you were able to grow leaps and bounds because there wasn't this energy kind of draining you here. So this could be the divine alignment for you in work, career, and finances. You were able to see an increase, a boom. You were able to give the self-care needed to recalibrate. So this is all about the bountiful abundance. It's as if the universe was rewarding you. Even if this connection didn't go the way that you expected, and perhaps this ex didn't appreciate or value you as they should have, but it's like you were able to get the abundance. You were compensated here by the universe in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's that you were able to advance in your career, whether it was you were able to advance financially, whereas that you were able to recuperate all that you were giving, whether that was resources, tangible or intangible. But that's how this is coming across here. All right, let's take a look here at other details here for you. How the exit of this X was your divine alignment. Wisdom. Wisdom comes from experience and reflection. You were able to look at the type of person that you became in that connection with that ex. And if you look at it now, looking from your current standpoint and looking back, you're able to see maybe the red flags a little clearer, maybe see where you may have been a bit codependent in something here. But all that has served as wisdom. It has served as a lesson. So the exit of this ex, whether it was that you moved in a different direction or whether this person, this ex, decided to move in a different direction, whoever called it, whoever called it the end here, doesn't matter who it was. There's a sense here of gaining a lesson, learning a lesson, growing wiser for you, Leo. So there's this energy here, which is very interesting because remember that I was talking about the Empress energy in tarot, and this is an oracle deck, but I was getting this bountiful, fertility, the growth energy. And what's interesting is that in the tarot deck, the Hermit card in tarot is ruled by Virgo, which is also an earth element here, which was that earthy energy I was picking up here. So, yeah, there was some soul searching, and this soul searching allowed you to see the light, learn the lesson, gain perspective. And the thing about wisdom is that type of awareness only comes after we go through something emotionally taxing. You have to go through it in order to say, okay, I see now for next time, if I ever see these red flags from someone, I now know better. And because I know better, I'm able to do better. And I'm able to do better with that wisdom that you were able to gain from that past experience or that past connection. Last but not least, you have pure swan. Swan is about the transformation. Like I said, that soul searching here. So the exit of this ex, whether it was you exiting from the connection or the relationship, or this person exiting from the connection or from the relationship, allowed you to transform, to see something differently. You have here pure swan, elegance, purity, tranquility. So your divine alignment here was your ability to stay classy, take the high road, accept the gift of love and beauty. Accept that whatever this person, this ex, didn't value or didn't see as a valuable asset or a valuable connection, that you wouldn't give up on love. And that beauty, like I said, with the Empress has a lot. And again, I'm just pointing here because I'm getting this very deep Empress energy here with this bountiful kind of table here. You gave back, or you focused on your self-care. Your elegance on taking the high road. So if this person during the breakup aimed low, you aimed high. That your heart and your intentions stayed pure. And that you were able to restore some sense of internal peace, or that you were able to recover in some way, shape, or form this abundance and prosperity back into your life. Leo, if these messages resonated for you, don't forget to drop a rose in the comment section. That lets me know that these messages have resonated for you. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and continue to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you next time. Up next, we have Sagittarius. But before I jump into Sagittarius's reading here in Twitter, friends, I want to say thank you for those of you who have given a thumbs up here at this live. I greatly appreciate your love, your loyalty, and your support. Thank you so much for stopping by, for giving the thumbs up. Don't forget, Intuitive friends, to take a look at your February readings and to also take a look at your quarterly readings for 2026, okay? I divided 2026 in 4 quarters, and I did a very big reading for the whole 2026 year. So for those of you who are really kind of looking at that overall energy, you can take a look at that quarterly reading, and I did it individually for all the signs. If you are single, then take a look at the singles reading, and those singles readings are in the singles playlist. If you're a couple, take a look at the couples playlist. And for those of you who are looking for a pick a card reading or many more readings here, one of which could be energy healing, daily affirmations, you could take a look at the energy healing and affirmations playlist. So there's lots to take a look at there on that playlist. Just don't forget, Intuitive friends, drop a rose if those messages resonate, leave a comment, and share my YouTube channel with like-minded souls. Up next, we have Sagittarius. And I will be doing this reading for all the signs. So stay tuned, because I will be coming back tomorrow to channel messages here for the earth signs, okay? Focusing on this X energy or no contact X. So it could go either way. All right, up next, we're going to jump into Sagittarius's reading. Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome back to the channel. Whether you are a Sagittarius sun, moon, rising, or if you are a Sagittarius in other placements on your astrological natal chart that focus on love, partnerships, connections, marriage, relationships, partnerships, and those areas are as follows. If you are a Sagittarius in your Venus, or a Sagittarius in your Juno, or a Sagittarius in your 5th house, or if you're a Sagittarius in your 7th house, then these messages are also for you. But before I jump into your reading, my name is Lexa Tarot, and I am a 2nd degree Reiki practitioner, as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you are interested in learning more about me, my client testimonials, or my credentials, just take a look down below in the description box. All that information is down below. For those of you who are my subscribers, my new viewers, and visitors alike, I want to thank each and every one of you for your love, your support, and your loyalty to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. All right, Sagittarius, let's take a look here at what your ex-partner, ex-spouse, ex-connection, ex-relationship, what they regret, what they possibly may feel thoughts or feelings of guilt, or their unspoken words here. So let's take a look at their unspoken wounds. Unspoken words, unspoken wounds, what they regret, the guilt that they can't escape. That's going to be the first part of your reading. The second part of your reading, it's going to be the good riddance Good riddance X energy. And then I'm going to be focusing on how this X's exit, whether they chose to move in a different direction or whether you chose to move in a different direction. It doesn't matter who initiated. But what matters is the divine alignment that this person's exit allowed you to realize. Okay. So let's start first with this X's energy. Their regret, their guilt, their unspoken wounds. They have here love conquers all, enduring loyalty, eternal love, lasting commitment. What they regret or they may feel guilty, still to this day, this could have been very much in the past or recent past, or this could have been recently. Whenever this breakup, separation, divorce, or connection may have gone their separate ways, you were loyal. You were consistent. It was a love that they could rely on in some way, shape, or form. There was loyalty here. There could have been a commitment. There could have even been conversations here about the future or how well both of you connected. But this ex saw you as someone who they could see themselves in a long-term connection or in a long-term commitment with. So love conquers all. And maybe that was your philosophy. Maybe your philosophy was that love conquers all. Or maybe this is something that this ex has realized through the years or through the months or, through the time apart, that love is unconditional. That yes, things happen here and there, you go through the ups and downs, but it's not easy to find someone who is a friend, a true friend, a friend and a lover, a friend and a person that you can build with, a future with. It's not easy to find. And I'm pointing here at the wolf because the wolf is an animal that is a very much of a pack animal, like dogs, right? Loyalty matters, family matters, supporting each other matters. And there may be here this feeling of regret or this feeling of guilt that their unspoken wounds are unable or they were unable to maybe share how deeply they felt in this connection or how you may have changed their thinking here. Ooh, that was quick. Hold on a second. Release expectations. I'm going to take out another one because I didn't even get a chance to shuffle here. What I'm getting here with release expectations is that the love that they experienced with you was genuine. It was real. It was fun. There was some type of like friendship energy here. Okay, Sagittarius. Whether it was that both of you were like maybe even friends before and this may have elevated to something more, or whether it's that this ex and you may have known each other for a long time or you were together for a long time. But I'm getting this energy here of friendship, carefree energy. I could be myself with you. You can be yourself with me. There's an endearing here type of energy. And what they regret or feel guilty about is that they may have created or done or said something that broke the sense of trust here. The circle of trust may have been broken, or there may have been here a promise that may have been said, maybe an engagement, maybe a marriage, the I'll be there forever, no matter what. And that may have changed. The unconditional love could have ended up being conditional in some way, shape, or form. And with release expectations, it says let go of expectations and allow things to unfold naturally. Okay. Let's see what else is coming through here. Because this one just jumped out very quickly from the deck, but let's see what's coming through for you. I mean, not for you, for your ex. Hidden truth. Like I said, trust could have been broken. Loyalty could have been at stake here. And there's a sense of regret or guilt connecting to that. So something was kept secret. Something was kept in the dark. Someone was hiding, whether it was their thoughts, their feelings, or perhaps here something connected to the loyalty, to the trust, to the commitment. It may have even been here like a false promise, a vow, or a promise that was made that wasn't fully honored. So there's this level of regret or guilt here that still stays with this person long after the breakup, separation, or divorce. Hidden truth says facts haven't been fully revealed. So that's what I'm picking up here in regards to that. Let's do one more deck here, and then we're going to jump into your energy, how this energy here was actually a divine alignment for you. But let's finish up here with the X. Their regret, their guilt, their unspoken wounds. Now, this deck that I am shuffling has two sides, a yes and a no. But I'm going to be channeling from the no section, okay? So let's see here, your X. And for others of you, your no contact X. Their regret, their guilt, their unspoken wounds. Let's see. The no says cracks in your facade, unsupported, drying up. There were cracks within the connection, and it could have been the wedge that was either felt, whether this wedge was another person, whether this was a three-party situation, whether the relationship may have gotten stale, whether this person may have just been coasting just to, appearances here. But this person regrets the fact that they didn't, or that the support here wasn't as stable as maybe both of you had expected from the beginning. Something here withered away. Something here may have not been taken care of. Because the only way that this flower will dry up in the soil or wilt in the soil is if the soil is not being taken care of. If the soil doesn't have the sunlight, the water, the elements to help it grow or stay fertile or blossom. So there may have been something lacking here that this person realized, that your ex realizes, that they could have very well have supported, that they very well could have continued to give their best effort, but there was something here that they were hiding. There could have been something here of an expectation, of a vow, of a commitment that wasn't truly honored. And that's the regret, the guilt, or their unspoken wound that I'm picking up here energetically. Now, let's jump to the next portion of the reading here, Sagittarius, and that is how this X, how the exit of this X, whether they chose the exit or whether you chose to exit, doesn't matter who decided to do what. But what I'm going to be channeling here is how the exit of this X, how this breakup, separation, divorce was actually a divine alignment for you. Okay, so let's take a look here. This door that closed emotionally, relationship wise, how that was a divine alignment for you. Now, this deck that I am shuffling has also yes or no, but in this deck, I'm only going to be channeling the yes, okay? So let's see here what's coming through here for you, Sagittarius. How this exit, this breakup, separation, or divorce was actually a divine alignment for you. So we have here the best medicine, getting the real scoop. Ooh, interesting. I feel here that whether it was that you decided to leave or whether this person decided to leave, that the divine alignment for you here was that your ex was able to taste a bit of their own medicine, whether it was that, they dealt with the same situation they put you through. But there's this sense of this person getting a taste of their own medicine, and they did not like it. I'm also feeling here that the best medicine here was also their goodbye, because it may have this connection, this partnership, this relationship in the past with this ex may have dysregulated your nervous system in a way. You could have been feeling very, like, I want to say dry, but like something here wasn't nourishing you. It was taking away from you. It was leaving you high and dry. And maybe that is what this person, this ex, may have done. They may have left you high and dry. They may have left you out in the cold. Maybe the lack of loyalty, maybe the broken promises or the empty promises, maybe the lies or the lack of transparency here. But whatever this was, the best medicine for you, possibly emotionally, physically, mentally, energetically, and even spiritually, was their exit. Okay? And I'm getting here that you may have heard how things weren't going as well for this ex. It's like you got the scoop, you got somehow it may have fallen to your ears, or it may have fallen in your radar that you found out through someone, through something, I don't know. But you may have found out maybe through other people that knew both of you, or just you feeling instinctively that they went through something big. They got the taste of their own medicine here in some way, shape, or form. And you may have, as they say, like the universe may have given you front row and center. Okay, they were now getting what they were serving, and that may have been some karmic or divine justice situation here in regards to this axe. And so ooh, look at that. I don't know if you saw that, but that just jumped out of the deck here. But yeah, this exit was that type of divine alignment for you. You may have even witnessed this person's consequences of their actions. This divine alignment for you after this person's breakup, separation, or divorce is that it says here, hope. Hope is the beam of light in the darkness. You may have felt very emotionally distraught, and you may have even felt like you lost hope in fill in the blank. That could be in different things or different areas of your life. But this person's exit, the universe in some way, shape, or form, again, there was a sense of giving back to you, helped you regain your sense of hope. Through your darkest moment, this divine alignment allowed you to not give up on yourself, not give up on your dreams, not give up on seeing the light at the end of the tunnel for you, especially if this person left you high and dry, especially if a commitment or a vow that was supposed to be forever wasn't, right? And so this divine alignment is the universe here restoring your sense of hope, especially when those times it was difficult for you to maybe get up from bed, maybe deal with life. You never lost hope, or you regained your sense of hope. And I feel here that divine justice was served in regards to this axe, because like I said, it says here the best medicine. They may have gotten the taste of their own medicine, and that may have been their own karmic consequence, may have allowed you to see that divine justice was done. Like you didn't have to do anything other than allow this person to reap what they sowed in the heartbreak, separation, breakup, or divorce that they had you go through. Okay. Last but not least, let's take a look here at how the exit of this X was actually a divine alignment for you. Let's take a look here at one more deck. Sagittarius, don't forget to drop a rose in the comment section if these messages have resonated for you. And remember, give me a thumbs up. Look at this. This is interesting. You have two cards here that just jumped out of the deck. Oh, I found my ring. I was looking for it earlier. This X's exit was your divine alignment, or it was a divine alignment for you, because you were able to be that courageous lion. You were able to tap into your phoenix energy. You were able to strengthen fortitude, to rely, or to, like I said here, regain hope, regain your strength, regain your courage, and have the self-control. Remember that I said here earlier, by the way, you have Loyal Llama here. We'll talk about that in a minute. But remember that I said here, you said self-control. Remember that I said with this card that, you know what, you may have said, you know what, I am not going to do anything. I'm just going to let the divine show this person, or I'm just going to let this person go through the consequences of their choices or of their actions. And I'm going to just take a back seat on this one. I'm going to let go and let the universe let divine justice take control of the situation. So your self-control of not doing something drastic allowed you to stay in your lane, stay in your element. And this says here, you need to reclaim the hidden power within. You reclaimed your power. Through the darkness, through the tears, through the stress, through whatever you went through, emotionally, mentally, and energetically here, the universe said, don't lose hope. In sign, symbol, synchronicities, keep your eye on the light at the end of the tunnel. And sure enough, your divine alignment allowed you to reclaim the power, stand in your power, rise from the ashes. You also have here, Sagittarius, loyal llama, patience, stamina, diligence, persistence, and peaceful grassland dweller. Show your fortitude. Wow, fortitude came up twice. Your strength. Show your fortitude in troubled times. Instead of, and maybe that at the beginning, it was maybe very difficult. You didn't see the light. You saw just like, oh my gosh, like, how am I going to get myself back together again? How am I going to move forward? I am so emotionally wounded. I just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Is this ex going to get back what they did to me? Because maybe it was unfair. Maybe what you experienced wasn't fair. But this says here with the loyal llama, your loyalty to your word, your promise, you hanging on there in those moments of darkness allowed you to dig deep and really tap into that sense of determination and persistence within you, and to have a very clean or clear conscience, because that is valuable. You can't buy a clean conscience. If something is on someone's, like your ex here, the regret, the guilty conscience, the unspoken wounds. When you don't do right by someone, or you take a cheap way out, you can't expect something good to happen from doing something bad to other people, or unjust and unfair to other people, especially people who have been loyal, especially people who have promised to be there through thick and thin. Perhaps like you here, Sagittarius, because that was what I was picking up here with your ex's energy. And so there you go. Persistence and peaceful grassland dweller. Show your strength in troubled times. And that may have been your divine alignment, your ability to tap in to your strength, to your persistence, to your inner peace, having a clear conscience, not taking matters into your own hands, and allowing the universe to have your ex taste a bit of their own medicine here. That being said, Sagittarius, I hope these messages have been insightful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and continue to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to drop a rose in the comment section. That lets me know that these messages resonated for you. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, consider subscribing and take a look at the rest of the content on the playlist. Thank you so much, intuitive friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.